company that's been around for many, many years, focusing primarily on diamonds in the Northwest Territories. But in recent times, we've made I think a very, very exciting acquisition in the Walker Lane district of Nevada. It's quite close to the old Bullfrog mine and other fairly sizable deposits. It's road accessible, there's power right to the property. It's a wonderful development opportunity because there's 4 former producers on that property. And we've been focusing in and around them, but we've also shown it's a camp scale project, lots of other discoveries that can be made on our quite sizable property. So the drill program, we did a bit of a flip-flop, largely based on the availability of contractors. What we'd originally announced that we were going to go underground on the Orleans mine, which was the largest producer in the district. And then the contractor we thought we had lined up backed out the last moment, so we pivoted and said, okay, we're going to do a section of drill holes across a number of the veins in the camp. And at the last moment, we were able to find a contractor who could provide both a drill and underground miners. So we made a major effort to rehabilitate the underground at the Orleans while drilling the first couple holes of the section line. So last week we announced the first of the gold results from underground workings. Very, very promising results. I'll explain that in a moment. Haven't yet announced the silver results from that program because they weren't available to us, so that'll be coming quickly. And in that camp, silver was not as important as gold, but it was very important all the same. In fact, the earliest operations focused primarily on silver. And then we'll have the gold results from the drill holes as well. So a couple more news releases coming in the next few weeks from last year's work. Basically, to summarize what happened is we went into the Orleans mine. We're able to open 3 of the old shafts on it. Found that although there were some blockages in there, none of them are severe. There's very good airflow circulation. I have to apologize to the viewers here. It's going to get a little bit technical, so hopefully I'm not going to go off the deep end on you. The fact that there's airflow throughout the whole of the system means that it makes exploration and evaluation much more effective. You don't have to pump air in. It's naturally circulating on its own. It also means that any blockages that are there are modest in size and probably not well compacted. So we're going to be able to clean them up probably quite easily. What really surprised us is that when we went down one of the shafts, which the old maps suggested were very limited workings, we found that there was much more interconnectivity between that part of the mine and what was the main focus of the previous operations. So we were able to get down to the 800 level, which isn't all the way down. The old workings went all the way to the 1,020-foot level, but it got us quite deep. And so we're very excited by the fact that we could get that deep into the workings. We know we can get down below. The miners say there's no issue going back in and extending the work. As I said, so the blockages most seem to be ore passes that have rotted out a bit, and a little bit of muck material is slumped in, so they should be quite easy to open up. So we've accessed about 1/3 of the Orleans mine. The other 2/3, yet to be seen. So lots and lots of work that we can do at very low cost. I'd like to stress those workings because on the property as a whole, there's about 4 kilometers known underground workings. That would cost somewhere between $5 and $10 million in today's market to reproduce. And it allows us instant access to the veins. We can look at them underground, resample them where they're accessible. One of the key things that people have to understand is not all of the drifting is actually on vein. In fact, a lot of the workings there were designed by mining engineers. The drifts are in the footwall, and then you have cross cuts over to where they plan to establish their ore passes or feed. So it's one of these things that we can't always see the vein when we access a level, but one of the levels, the 300 level, we found a large, I'll call it a room, where they were clearly had been on the vein. That opening is 48 meters long and about 18 meters from side to side on a couple of different areas where it goes across what looks like the width of it. It's mineralized across the whole of that area. which is remarkable. That's much wider than we were led to believe any of the veins were. Some of our surface drilling suggested that we could be looking at much wider workings than the old timers focused on, and this definitely validated that. That room is open on all 6 sides, both ends, both sides, and top to bottom. So we're really excited about the size implications what that has. Secondly, it's on. They mined most of the way down on one ore chute. This is on an ore chute that they looked like they were developing when they last worked in there in the 1960s. It's not the last mining took place in 1962 when gold was $35 an ounce, and they were still mining there. So you can imagine the type of material that we think is still there to be had. For sure, we're going to be following this program up. One of the things that the most logical thing is to go back in, complete the rehabilitation, get complete access to the whole of the mine. That'll allow us to do long hole drilling off some of those levels. Very cheap way to establish stopes and ore chutes. Confirm that we're onto something really major. I think the key thing to take away for investors is that we're in a transition. We're still an exploration company, but I think we're transitioning toward a production situation. So we're going to be beefing up our management team with more mining. We got a very experienced miner already as an advisor, but we will be doing more. And I think that that will definitely be our focus going forward, is how to capitalize on a relatively unique situation. The workings there extend to the 1,020 level, which is about 900 feet vertically below surface, and they're oxidized right to the bottom, which means that anything we find can be treated by cyanidation, which is the way they recovered the gold in the past. They were getting 92 to 98% gold recoveries and very impressive silver recoveries. So we think that we're on the cusp here of something that could be developed very quickly and have very good economics. Also, we have patented ground as part of our claim block, which really helps the permitting process there. So it's all hands on deck for going forward. Where we've drilled outside of the underground workings, out along strike, we again have had very encouraging results. So clearly, the underground workings, although they've extended to tremendous depth, I think they probably had claim limitations in the past. There's not nearly as much lateral development as you'd normally see in an underground mine. And we know already there's ore chutes out beyond them. Every working that we see has ended in veining. So, there's lots of potential for a much bigger system than what the old timers appreciated.